Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Natasha. Today is a very exciting day because it is the day that I am getting my first tattoo. So it's not like a real typical tattoo that you guys know of. This is called ephemeral tattoo. So basically it's a made to fade tattoo that lasts between 9 to 15 months. And it's cool because the ink is made up of medical grade biocompatible material that dissolves into the skin. So it is in Brooklyn. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my girlfriend and then she's accompanying me to go and get it done. And I can't wait to take you guys with me on this journey. And today is a very gloomy day out in New York, but we're still gonna make it happen, so stay tuned. I have my cafecito with me to make everything all good. I love a good coffee in the morning, and I am obsessed with this cup. It was my cousin's girlfriend that made it for me. There's nothing like the first sip. It just hits different. You're here. We're running a little bit late.
Per usual.
Thank you for being moral support.
You got it.
Because she got her first tattoo for her birthday last year. And this is the tattoo. It's like a butterfly with owl eyes. I love it. What's the meaning again?
So it's my children. My daughter, she's my butterfly. And then my son, I got obsessed with owls when I was pregnant with him. And so it's like a combination, symbol, reminder, single mom. You know?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. How meaningful and thoughtful. So now, fast forward, I'm going to get my first tattoo on my 30th as well. Or for my 30th. Yes. So let's get to it because we're going to get there late. How cool is the ambiance here? I loved the aesthetics. As soon as I walked in, I felt super cozy, super comfy. They have a ton of different snacks that you can eat right before getting your tattoo, beverages. It's not that cold, sterile, typical, traditional tattoo parlor. And the staff was super nice, super friendly.
The reason that we start with this is because I think most importantly to say you're getting a tattoo today, right? Yeah. There's some people who have like maybe expectations that it's going to be more like henna or ink box. Like you are getting a tattoo today. The processes we use are identical to any tattoo you would get in any permanent studio. All of our artists come from the traditional industry. Like in every way you're getting a tattoo, it's just our ink. It's different, just so we've said it out loud. Got it. I know that you saw some of the research already, but there are like a million ways that we like to make sure that you know how our ink works, right? So the first thing I will always say is there's no such thing as an FDA approved tattoo ink. It doesn't exist because the FDA actually doesn't regulate the tattoo industry at all. So it's the Wild West out there, right? So nobody can say, oh, our tattoo ink is FDA approved, right? Including us. But of course the ingredients of our ink are very different than the ingredients, right, of traditional ink. Got it. So whenever possible, our founders, who are the same people who make our ink today, they're biochemical engineering PhDs, they're the scientists. They were very careful whenever possible to choose ingredients that had been FDA approved for like other safe uses in the human body. Got it. So for example, right, a lot of the pigments and stuff that we choose have been FDA approved for things like cosmetics, the food industry, right, stuff that's safely going into and onto your skin and your body all the time. The solution that we add, right, that allows the ink to biodegrade inside your body, that has a lot of FDA approved ingredients in it from things like hospital supplies. We really, a really good example that we like to use is like a self-dissolving suture. If God forbid you've ever had to have those, way less fun than this, but same idea, right? You are quite literally having a foreign substance go into your skin and then your body is able to safely break those components down, filter them right out. That's exactly what's happening with the ink. Same thing. So over the course of your fade, little individual ink particles are breaking away from your tattoo and your body's just filtering them safely right out. Got it. Makes sense? Yes, makes sense. Fade is the most important thing, right? That's why you're here, because we're made to fade. First and foremost is we know that it fades, right? That we have no question of. How long that takes is what's really different for everybody, which I'm sure you saw online, right? So the reason for that is a multitude of things. I think most importantly is physiology. So your body is using things like your immune system, your metabolism to break that ink down. Your metabolism is different from mine. Her immune system is different than mine, right? So everybody's gonna break the ink down at a different rate because it's your body's natural processes, right? And that's just different for every human. Other things that are going to definitely impact fade are like where you decide to put your tattoo. And what I mean by that is if you think about the skin on like your arm, right? It's exposed to the elements all the time. There's flesh behind it. It's like a little bit hardier than if you compare it to say the skin on your ribs, right?
Which is where I'm going to do it.
The skin next to your ribs, just as an example, is like much thinner, more delicate, more sensitive, right? There's less flesh behind it. So it sometimes has a tendency to hold less ink or saturate less than skin that's like fleshy and heartier. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
So it can, not for everybody, again, it depends on your body, but for some people that can have an impact on how long your tattoo lasts, just because that skin is so much more delicate and sensitive that it doesn't hold the ink the same way that other places on your body do.
That makes sense, okay.
Other most important thing is aftercare, right? Once you're done with your tattoo, we're gonna walk you through how to take care of it while it's healing.
Okay.
The short version is you wash and you moisturize it, that's it.
Okay.
It's not like a major undertaking. But we can teach you, we're gonna give you all the stuff you need to take care of it. You're gonna leave like a goodie bag full of stuff.
Okay.
Once people leave here, we can't control what they do, but we can say that aftercare, taking care of it well while it's healing, will have a positive impact on
the length of it.
The length of it, as well as like the quality of it once it's healed, right? So that's just an important thing to consider. I less have to stress, because there's part of aftercare is like making sure you're not going swimming and all of that stuff, where like over the summer I'm like, don't even. So the gym, different. So the first 4 days, you're gonna be wearing what's called a hydrocolloid patch, an HC patch, over your tattoo, which is really just to like keep the area sterile while those first few days of healing, right? That we recommend not doing any super strenuous exercise while your patch is on, specifically because sweat can get trapped under it and you wanna avoid that. Once your patch, so that's only for 4 days. Once your patch comes off, it's more about being super mindful of things like a lot of sweating, as well as friction, right? If you're doing like lifting or something else, like if you can stick to leg day, whatever, right? Like you can just be mindful of where your tattoo is and avoiding friction. And then also, if you're gonna be working out, make sure you're washing it as soon as you're done exercising so the area stays clean and sweat free.
Got it, okay.
While the patch is on, no, but that's only 4 days.
Okay.
After that, it's more about being mindful also of like the clothes you're wearing, right? So like loose fitting, exactly.
Okay.
Be mindful of like bras, but they're not like
right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So this is really just so you can get a sense of different people breaking the ink down at different rates.
Okay.
So this is actually one of our founders testing a tattoo on himself, as they always do.
Okay.
They were their first guinea pigs, right? Way back when. So you can see that he breaks down the ink pretty quickly, right? At 6 months, he's like really breaking through that ink, and at 12 months he's done completely, right? So like he goes really fast. We're gonna look at other examples too, but if you want to see a real life example, my tattoo's my tattoo's about 9 months old.
Oh wow.
Right, so you can see it's just starting in the lines. You can see it, right? Starting to go, but way more saturated still at 9 months than he was even at 6 months. So it so does depend on the person.
Are all your tattoos like here?
My hand tattoos are ephemerals. Those we're testing right now because hand tattoos are like notoriously, even traditional tattoos, hand tattoos don't heal well, they don't stay well. And so you can imagine for ephemeral, right, it's gonna be even less.
Yes, exactly.
So this is, like I said, almost 9 months old. These are like barely 5. So this is just a test. Crazy. It was just an experiment. You know, we're the guinea pigs, right? So we don't tattoo hands or feet actually for this reason, right? Because they just fade so much faster than other places on the body that we want you to like actually get to live with your tattoo for the time frame that we promised. And we can't do that if it's hands right now. This is a client of ours that came into the Brooklyn studio last year, and she takes obviously a lot longer than the previous one to break down the ink, right? She at 9 months is starting to get light, but it takes her the full 15 to actually break it down. This is actually our other founder. So the other guy that's in our factory right now making our ink, he at 15 months, you can see still has some like lingering lines still to go. So he's on like the really far end, right? So we say 9 to 15 months is the average because that's what we see most often. But an average means there's people that take less than 9 and more than 15, right? Okay. So like we know it fades every time. How long it takes, we can never quote an exact.
It's depending on the person.
On you, exactly. Okay. It totally is. So last question that we get a lot is what can I expect to see on my skin once the tattoo is healed? So for some people it's nothing, right? Okay. The reason that we mention this is because, again, number one is you will know best if your skin is prone to this. You've lived in your skin your whole life, right? This is what's called hyper and hypopigmentation. So hyper, you can see there's like a shadow, right, on the skin. Hypo, there's like those lighter lines. So that's quite simply skin healing. So it's the same thing that happens when you get like well, think about more like a scab, right? You cut yourself, you get a scab, and when your scab falls away, you can still see that spot, and then that lightens and fades with time. Same thing, skin healing. Your body doesn't know you like signed up to get a cute tattoo. It's just gonna think like needles, oh my God, I've been injured, right? So it's gonna do whatever it does while it's healing itself from anything else. So again, this stuff will lighten and fade as well, as you will know from having seen it if you do see it in the past. but not everybody sees it. We mention it so that you know if you do see it, it's just that your skin is taking longer to heal than your tattoo took to fade.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. You come here thinking that you can get free snacks.
Wait, these are expensive. So if they're here for us for free, I'm gonna take it.
No, so I really love this one.
Yeah, that one's beautiful.
This one, right?
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
So what you will get is some Dr. Bronner's baby soap, fanny cream, a little pack of hydrocortisone cream, and this little folder here. With your hydrocolloid patch, so it's very similar to the pimple patches.
Okay.
So you are gonna notice a fluid buildup later on in the day.
With this patch that I have on now, okay.
So that fluid buildup is just the patch of doing its job of absorbing all that like blood, sweat, plasma, etc. while your skin is healing over the next couple of days.
Okay.
So you can shower with it too. So
But I don't take this off for 4 days.
So,
Okay.
so actually what you'll do is, so leave this on for 2 days.
Okay.
Today's Monday?
Yeah.
So leave it on for 2 days. Wednesday, doesn't matter what time Wednesday, you will want to take it off. Peel it off very slowly under running water. Lukewarm is fine.
Okay.
But after you take it off, you're gonna wash it with the Dr. Bronner soap here.
Okay.
And this doesn't have any dyes or fragrances.
Okay.
So it's good for sensitive skin, and a little bit goes a long way.
Okay.
But wash very gently.
Okay.
And then you are going to pat dry with a paper towel or a napkin.
Okay.
I don't recommend bath towels because of like hair and
So like Bounty.
yeah.
Okay.
And after that, so you are going to get a second hydrocolloid patch. You will want to do basically just put on a new patch.
Okay.
And then just repeat the process. So,
After the 2 days.
Yep. So on Wednesday, just like after you wash it, just put on a new patch, and then you're just going to wear that one until Friday.
Friday.
So then Friday morning.
Okay.
It doesn't matter Wednesday what time you change your patch,
Okay.
but Friday morning.
Yeah.
You will want to take the patch off, wash it just like you did on Wednesday. The only difference is that this time, instead of putting on a third patch, you're just going to begin moisturizing it.
Okay.
And this Vanny cream here, also good for sensitive skin, also doesn't have any dyes or fragrances.
Okay.
It's thick though, so you want to make sure that you don't drown your tattoo in this.
Okay.
But you basically want to just do the routine of washing and moisturizing twice a day, morning and at night, starting Friday, for the next 2 to 4 weeks. So,
okay.
Because your tattoo doesn't have like any like stippling or like shading in it, the likelihood of it healing in 2 weeks is honestly pretty high.
Okay.
I can't guarantee that, of course, but like it is high. It's
Okay.
not uncommon for it to heal completely in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And the only thing left to go over is I do want to go over itchiness. So of course, do not scratch your tattoo while
Okay.
it's healing at all, because it could reopen and it can cause an infection.
Okay.
So instead, you just want to apply a little bit of hydrocortisone cream. We give you an emergency packet in your aftercare kit. Not everybody experiences itchiness, but just in case. Honestly,
Okay.
you can apply this at any point.
Okay.
Like just throughout the day.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Okay.
As long as your hands are clean.
Yes. Okay.
This link
Okay.
will basically just break down the different stages of healing that you will experience over the next 2
Yep.
to 4 weeks. So you can, kind of line it up at where you are
Okay.
in your healing journey. It also has our aftercare email. So
Okay.
if you do have any questions at all, like you can definitely reach out to us. If you have any concerns, anything at all.
Okay.
And we generally get back to our clients pretty quickly.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.